Nippies! Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Nips, a freelance artist. And today, once again, yes, if you've been here, we're going to be working with one of our favorite sponsors, XPPEN! I really love them, very honored and very grateful that they've decided to work with me yet again. And they sent me this really cute holiday package with this cozy sweater. It's so incredible. Look how cute it is. Carry on with the festive joy. I think I will. Thank you. They also sent me this really amazing 2024 calendar with a bunch of incredible artworks that I'll be able to look at. I'm spoiling myself. I didn't want to spoil the art pieces that I'll be looking at throughout the year. So I'm really excited to have this on my desk and go through it as the year goes on. But the star of the show today is this bad boy right here. And listen, I know I've done a lot of tablet reviews on this channel, okay? So at this point you might be getting tired, but this one is very special for two reasons. And that is one, because this tablet is portable. The second reason is because I will be giving this away. I'm going to be doing the giveaway here on this video, so stay tuned throughout this video to see what you will have to do in order to win this. So yeah, let's get into the video. Let's open this bad boy up, see what it comes with, try it out, and see if we like it. So yay! So let's start off by saying how excited I am to try this. For those that don't know, I've also tried and reviewed their Artist Pro 16 Gen 2 and Artist 15.6 Pro tablets. Unlike this one though, those are not portable, but still wonderful at-home options. And if you want to check them out, I'll put their links in the description below. But back to the magic drawing pad and back to these sounds, because I wasn't intending them to be this ASMR-y, but they turned out to be pretty relaxing. So as I open up the tablet box, we have, of course, the pad itself and two smaller boxes, one of which contains the charging accessories. And the power plug is a Type-C, which is nice since I live in Europe, but worry not. The plug will be dependent on where you purchase from, so you'll definitely have the one that you need. Of course, the USB-C to USB-C cable for charging and connecting. And then we have all the spare nibs and the nib adjusting, grabbing, moving tool in the smaller box next to the side. Then we've got the other box that contains our trusty stylus, and it comes with a customizable button, which really surprised me because I'm not used to seeing portable tablets have this, so it's nice. And speaking of things that other tablets don't have, this pen does not require charging, and it's honestly incredible. Stopping my flow in the middle of a drawing to charge my tool is incredibly frustrating, but this is such a cool feature. We've also got the nib adjustment tool, which is pretty easy and straightforward to use. We've got the classic plastic tip, which is what I use for this video, and then a more felty kind, which I tried a bit afterwards, and it really feels like I'm writing on paper. It was really, really nice. We've also got the drawing glove, which I don't normally use since I'm really picky about having things on my hands while I paint, but this one is especially cool since it has a padded section for the side of your hand, and obviously works for both hands. And finally, to the main event, the magic drawing pad has a screen of 12.2 inches at a 3:2 ratio. It comes built in with a front and rear camera, which are 8 megapixels and 13 megapixels respectively. It's 6.9 millimeters thin and very lightweight. And the age-long debate on glossy tablet screens, this one is matte. It's an etched glass surface that really makes it feel like you're drawing on paper. It's also anti-glare, which lets you really use it anywhere, and it helped a lot with filming this video. And last but not least, it's got low blue light eye protection, so we can draw for longer without strain. And next, it comes with a case. You usually have to buy these separately, so I was really happy to have the tablet protected immediately, with a good quality one at that. It's sturdy, lightweight, the design is pretty non-intrusive, and it covers the edges nicely, which is super important in case of falls. The pen holder is on the back, which I'm not usually a fan of because I'm always scared that the pen will just fall out or get damaged, but it felt pretty secure when I tried it. I am a bigger fan of book covers for tablets since they're more protective all around, but this feels really, really good for it coming with tablets. So 10 out of 10. The setup was really straightforward, your standard Android experience. And of course, if you have your other Android devices, it'll ask if you want to import all your data and purchases, so pretty handy. It also comes pre-installed with drawing apps such as IBIS Paint and Metabang, which you have 6 months of free access to. But before I started drawing, I wanted to make sure that I gave the pen a little whirl. So I opened up ArtRage, which is one of the default pre-installed programs, and the pen just felt really good. Pen pressure was very dynamic, as you can see here. Again, I was using the plastic tip. And once I got a better feel for that, then I felt comfortable to open up a program and get the drawing going. For this video, we're going to be using IBIS Paint X, and you're going to see me struggle quite a bit because it's the first time that I use it. So I really have to find where everything is. And you'll see my phone on the left trying to Google all the shortcuts and how to use the program in general. So if you aren't here for the review, then you might be here for the other part of the title, which is me trying the jelly art style. And this art style is one that I became familiar with because of TikTok. There was a recent controversy with a specific artist that we're really not going to get into because it's not the point of this video. But this artist is very known for the jelly art style. And so some of their unpleasant actions kind of incited this collateral damage onto the art style itself and those that enjoy using it, which is the real reason why I wanted to try the art style for this video. When I saw the comments bashing it, saying it's same-facey, easy, uninspired, and just straight up ugly, I got like really vivid flashbacks of some of the things I had told myself about my own work and its worth, because I had let myself be swept away by comments just like these, and I would hate for anyone else to feel like that, especially new artists. As someone who's been posting their art online for over 10 years, my relationship with my work and self-worth is one hell of a roller coaster. And I'm still not off the ride, so there's more to learn and experience. But one of the most important things that I've learned is to remind myself that my art is valid. In the age of the internet and its integration as a core part of our society, it becomes increasingly difficult, if not pretty much impossible, to not compare ourselves, our work, our life, to others online, the hurtful comments or messages we may receive when posting ourselves or our art, and then letting all of that affect our self-worth. It's honestly not hard to see how feelings of uncertainty and inadequacy can start to build, which then hurt whatever love and drive you have for your craft. And this isn't to say that this happens to everyone, but if it does, know that you are not alone. And this video is getting a lot more serious than I wanted it to be, but the situation really struck a chord with me. Art is subjective, and that means your definition is valid, which for the purposes of this video pertains to your art style, whether that be one of the jelly variety or not. I had never heard of this specific art style until this controversy, and honestly, I'm glad that I did. The colors and the shading are absolutely gorgeous. I love how tangible everything feels. The faces have this ethereal, doll-like appearance that just that stare. And all of it just comes together into a piece that you just can't look away from. It's incredible, and so I wanted to give it a try. It's very out of my comfort zone, so you'll probably notice that as the speed paint goes on, but I had a lot of fun attempting it, and I'd love to try my hand at it again sometime in the future. So, your art is valid. Draw what you enjoy. And remember that having fun is key, okay? That was a really long-winded way to say basically your art is valid, okay? One of many keys, but that'll be for another video. So, putting the long-winded art monologue aside and getting into the tools and the drawing in front of us, the first thing I wanted to touch on was the pen itself. I racked my brain trying to figure out where to mess with these settings, and it did not occur to me that they would just be in the program itself. So yes, the settings for this pen have to be set within the program itself. And you can set it to whatever you like: undo, pan, eyedrop, eraser, and it's just so convenient. I absolutely loved having that little feature added. And the second thing is the palm recognition. If you have ever used one of these tablets before, you'll know that this is something you have to do. Because your fingers are also another point of recognition, you don't want your pen and your hand fighting for the attention of the cursor. So you do have to go into the settings and tell it to disable palm recognition, so that way you can rest your hand on the screen freely and draw at the same time. I mention these specifically not just because it's important to know, but because a lot of the frustrations at the beginning drawing with a tablet were coming from this and me not realizing that that's what was happening. I was like, wow, how am I going to do this review? This sucks. So yeah, just make sure a lot of these things come with settings that need to be adjusted, or else you're not going to be using your tools properly and you will have a very bad time and think that your purchase was for naught. So for the actual feel of the tablet and the pen, I always say this, but it felt so weird at first. I'm somebody that has the tools that they like to use, they get used to it, and then they kind of autopilot on them, which is probably not very good. I'm somebody who does not like change, and sometimes I force myself to have change because change is good sometimes, okay? Probably more often than not, change is good, okay? And one of those changes is the screen. I am used to super heavy gloss, and this is pretty much as matte and as papery as you can get. Which once I got the hang of it, it felt really nice and just like I was drawing in my sketchbook. The one thing I will point out is that this doesn't come with a screen cover, and I'm always pretty paranoid about protecting my drawing tablets as much as possible. And you can use your tablets without a screen cover without a problem, but I always worry about the long-term use, of course, protecting it from falls and, things hitting it and stuff. But the long-term use of the pen just wearing down on the screen is usually a big problem. And I don't know how that works for matte tablets because I haven't really used one before. So I would keep that in mind. And if you do get this tablet, I would recommend that you at least get a cover just in case, so that the surface isn't graded over time. Now, when it comes to the drawing, ooh boy, that is a whole nother story. If you have been paying attention to the drawing while I've been talking, you'll notice that I have been struggling. And the painting style is just something that I'm not quite used to. So I had to get used to that, plus the program, plus the proportions, which I always have an issue with. But it was really fun to try it out. I feel like she still looks kind of like an alien. So I think that's something I'm going to have to try and work with in my next attempt. Not that there's anything wrong with aliens, but that was not the intention here. So actually, maybe next jelly art style will have to be an alien in the style of jelly art. So let me know down below if that's something that you want to see. For the most part, I tried to keep this really sketchy so that I wouldn't get too carried away. So there's a lot of things that I felt I left unexplored, like the hair, a little bit more decorations, and the hair, the clothes, the face, the piercing, just so many things that I could have added in order to just add more volume. The background as well. So I think there was still a lot that I could have done with this piece, but even with the simplicity of it, I really like how it turned out, all things considered, that it is a quick attempt. But there was just something that really stuck out with me for this art style, and that is the smudge and the blur tools. It's something that I don't normally do with my pieces, but I know that that's a big feature of this art style, and using it so much for the first time was so cathartic. Just seeing everything kind of mushed and blended together in this like really nice, like jelly-like gradient was so satisfying. And here is the finished product. I really love how it came out. I was not expecting it to look nice at all, but I'm pretty proud of myself. And before we go, of course, we have to talk about the giveaway, which I was not too clear on. I'm sorry about that. The one I will be giving away is the one that I used this video. Don't worry, I will clean it and package it as nicely as possible, as close to how it came. So hopefully that's okay. What I'm gonna need you to do is like the video, follow me, subscribe, join the Nibby family, and leave below a comment with your Twitter handle and a little bit about yourself and your art journey. On the 26th of January, I will announce the winner on Twitter and also on our YouTube community posts, and send you a DM over on Twitter so I can get your address and get this tablet shipped out as soon as possible. All regions are valid to enter. Thank you for watching, and thank you again to XPPEN for sponsoring this video and some of the other ones I've done for them. I'll leave the links for those reviews down below, and also the link to purchase this tablet if you guys are interested. And if you want an extra 5% off, you can use the discount code ARTByNips5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!